What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Fu Show. I am your host, Coach Ali Fusho. Sorry for that lame intro. I just wanted to do something a bit different because obviously things are a bit different right now. I am not in my home gym. I am not in my home. I'm in somewhere that I would want to actually call my home down the line. So right now, I am here in Tokyo, Japan. I'm just found a random park with a bench so that I can do this episode. I was thinking about doing this in the apartment that my wife and I are staying in, but it's a bit too small. And of course, this is a bit more scenic. Hopefully, I'm not disturbing the peaceful, polite Japanese people here. The sun is out there, but hey, this is nature. But all right, so the point of this episode, or the main topic of this episode, is should you work out in your vacation? But before I talk about that topic, let's talk about my vacation right now. So we are in the middle of October right now. I arrived here 3 days ago here in Japan, and sorry if you can hear the nature, the birds, but it's part of it. Let's keep it real, keep it live. All right, so I arrived here 3 days ago. My wife has lived here for roughly 6 months. 6 months right now. I've been wanting to come here just so I can be with her since, of course, we were newly married. We were married for 9 days in the Philippines, and then she had to leave here because she is studying up the Japanese language in a language school here in Japan. So, ever since then, I wanted to visit, but of course, because of the worldwide pandemic, it was hard for me to go here, or not necessary. It wasn't hard. It was impossible for me to come here because the Japanese borders were very, very restrictive. They're very strict that they didn't want any tourists to come along. But late September, I believe, or early October, they made the announcement that they will now be allowing tourists to go to Japan. And thankfully, I still have my visa from the Philippines. In my sorry for those of you who don't understand, I am a Philippine passport holder. I cannot go to Japan like whenever I want. I would still have to apply for a visa. I applied for one 2019, and mine is still valid until 2024. So I was hoping for Japan to open up so that I can still use that visa. And thankfully, my visa is now it's still alive. I'm happy that they lifted the suspension, so now I'm able to come here. So this is the middle of October right now, and it's been great. So I've been here for 3 days only, and I just wanted to share because there are some people that did ask how the processes were to fly here to Japan coming from the Philippines. So basically, the requirements are so much easier right now. You don't need to go to the bureau of quarantine or whatever. You don't need to do all that stuff. There are only two things COVID related or like pandemic related that you'd have to do. First things first is that you have to have at least 3 doses. And you have to have it on specifically for the Philippines, you have to have it on your VaxCert PH. They accept almost oh no, they do accept every brand of vaccine that the WHO, considers as a real vaccine, I guess. So that's good. But actually, if you are, if you're unvaccinated, if that wasn't the route that you wanted to go for, you can still go to Japan, even without any dosages. So how can you do that? You just have to present a negative PCR test that was taken within 72 hours of your flight. So that's it. So it's very good. It's very open to a lot of people. Again, you have to have either at least 3 doses in your vaccination certificate. But if you're unvaccinated or if you don't have at least three, all you have to do is to get or to present a negative PCR certificate within 72 hours of your flight. So, that's going to be fun for you. And then the second thing that you really needed to use or to get would be to download the My SOS app. I was not able to do that in the Philippines. I only did it in the airport. It would be a lot smarter if you were able to do it in the Philippines before coming over because the moment you disembark the plane, you'd have to present the app. You have to do a lot of QR code stuff apart from presenting your vax cert. So it's not necessarily a hassle. It's just that an added step. And these steps can be you can just breeze through these steps the moment you arrive, as long as you have everything prepared ahead of time. All right. But of course, we're still going to talk about the should you work out in your vacation. But I just really want to talk about how happy I am that I'm finally able to spend time here with my wife, because of course this would basically not basically this is our honeymoon right now. She's just back at home while I'm recording this. Then actually the reason why I'm kind of in a fancy wear, or I consider this fancy wear, because I normally wear what, gym shirt and a gym shorts whenever I'm coaching or whenever I'm doing my own workouts. So because later I'm meeting up with one of my online clients. He is residing here in Japan right now. So I've been coaching him for close to 2 years now. And it will be super, super nice for us to finally meet up together in person. So, we've been video calling quite a lot. We've been messaging each other a lot. So it's nice to meet one of my clients in person. And we'll be going to one of the museums later. So I guess, it's my time to shine when it comes to dressing up fancy, even though that's such a rare, rare sight. And then, so I just want the first day, my first full day here, me and my wife, we went to Shinjuku. It was really fun. I changed my USD. And if you guys are not updated, the USD to peso, the peso is really, really shit right now. So of course we're like, oh man, that kind of sucks on my end. But the Japanese yen is super duper 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 shit right now. So even if the peso is shit, the yen is even shittier. So you're still in a net positive, I would say. So this is not really financial advice, because who am I to give financial advice? But I think if you have a lot of USD right now, or actually even with your peso right now, it would be a smart decision to go get some yen to just hoard. I'm not sure if the term hoard is the right term to use, but having enough yen would be really good for you, especially if you have plans to travel to Japan in the future, because the yen right now is like, it's terrible. So it's good for us, well, not good for the Japanese people. But anyway, all right. I just wanted to talk about my flight as well, and my overall journey. This is by far one of the worst flights I've ever had. The turbulence was crazy. To be specific, it was I guess, should I say the airline? Is that bashing? Anyway, I won't say the airline because I don't know if that's gonna be any legal crap or whatever. But anyway, if you guys are curious, just message me or something. The airline that I took, wow, it was delayed. It was turbulent as fuck. Like the entire flight was basically a roller coaster ride. I ordered noodles and I just drinking my water there. It was a shaky experience. I was scared to spill my soup. But overall, even though it was such a shitty flight, shitty train ride all the way to central Tokyo, I'm happy. The moment I saw my wife, it was all worth it. So yeah. All right. Now that's I'm done talking about my trip so far and everything Japan related. Let's talk about the actual topic, the actual fitness topic, to make sure that this podcast is still, still in theme. Let's talk about, should you work out in your vacation? I want to be the first one to say that there is no fixed answer when it comes to this. It's really, really dependent on a lot of things, and there's no perfect answer. It's just really what you think would be the best for you. And I mentioned there's a couple of factors, or like a number of factors. Let's first start. There are 5 of them that I have listed out right here for you guys right now. They're listed out not in any particular like order of importance, but I think it matters. I would say right now that these 5 are equally important, so there's no specific sequence or ranking. The first one is obviously the duration of your vacation, because if your vacation is only 2 days, I don't think that's something that you should be worried about. If your vacation is at least a week, like a week or 2 or even 3 weeks, then this is when the conversation can keep on going. Actually, right now, I just want to pause for a bit because I'm in a children's park right now, because this is the only part of the park that there's a bench, and now there are kids in the playground. I have to rush this episode. So there are kids. Oh my god. I'm that annoying tourist. I'm that annoying Pinoy that's disturbing the peace of the Japanese people. But all right now, so let's go back to the topic. So the duration of your workout. The duration of your vacation. If you're only out for a few days, I don't think you should fuss about your workout at all, because you can consider that as your rest days. And if you are only out for like 2 or 3 days, I think it's only the responsible move to plan that vacation in your actual scheduled rest days so that there's not that much, adjustment to your lifestyle or adjustment to your scheduling. But if your vacation would be lasting around 2 weeks or a week, let's just say 2 weeks for now, because I think even if it's a week, it shouldn't be that much of an invasive thing for your workout. So I want to mention that if you're working out for 2 weeks, that is when you can. If you're on vacation for 2 weeks, then the other factors come into place. The next one is actually the timeline of your goals or your goals in general. If you feel like, let's use the example as for a power lifter, because I think a lot of powerlifters tune into this podcast. I could be wrong because I mean, majority of the episodes I've had were a bit more powerlifting tailored. So I guess let's start off with the powerlifting example. If you're a powerlifter and you are gonna be on a vacation for 2 weeks, it would be really, really wrong if you planned out that 2 week vacation within 2 months of your meet. That's just straight. Actually, even like within 3 or 4 months of your meet, that's just really irresponsible as an athlete. If you're gonna take a vacation as a powerlifter, you have to time it out really in your off season because 2 weeks of vacation within your prep time is very, very irresponsible. I guess that's because if you want to be a serious competitive powerlifter, that's something that you really have to consider. You have to make sure that you time your vacations well so that you can really prep well. But of course, if that's something that is out of your hands, what you can do is look for the next factor would be the accessibility. If you are if the vacation destination that you have has a lot of nearby gyms that has a barbell, squat rack, and a bench, then you're golden. You just have to do your workout first thing in the morning and then proceed with whatever vacation that you have planned. So this is in the context of a power lifter, all right? So as long as you get all of your work done in the morning before any of your vacation activities, you should be fine. So again, we're talking about the power lifter. Let's now talk about the general population or the general fitness type of person that's not a competitive bodybuilder, not a competitive powerlifter. Let's just go for somebody that wants to be generally fit. This is where things get so much easier. There is no rush because there's no exact timeline. Timeline is extremely important both for a powerlifter, bodybuilder, weightlifter, anything sports related. If you are somebody who just wants to be generally fit, and if you're on a vacation, I believe that this vacation is something that you believe to be well deserved, that you want to be fully rested. So there's no pressure for you actually to do any form of working out whatsoever. But if you feel like you still want to get a workout in just because of the sheer joy of it, then that's perfectly fine. All right, that's something that you can definitely opt for. Now, with regards to the accessibility, if there's a barbell or not, or if it's only machines, or if it's only an open space for you to do body weight exercises, then there's nothing to worry about because that's the perk of being somebody after general fitness, that you can adapt to almost any situation. So even though if it's going to be like, let's say, a hotel gym that only has dumbbells up to 10 pounds or 20 pounds, even if they only have a light cable machine, you will only an elliptical or only a push-up bar, then just work with that and you are going to be perfectly fine. Sure, is it going to be part of your program, like part of the workouts that you've been doing for how many weeks or months? Probably not. But hey, your general fitness. So there's nothing to really be worried about. Especially if it's only 2 weeks, you can consider that as a deload actually. On the topic of deload, that's something also that a powerlifter can also try to time it out. That if you are going to be doing a 2 week vacation within your season prep, you can try to time it as a 2 week deload. But I think 2 weeks is kind of too long for a deload. I think the only time that 2 weeks would be an appropriate duration for a deload would be if you're somebody who's like over 120 kilos and are extremely fatigued already. Because for most regular sized people like me, or even for like smaller people, your deloads normally aren't going to be that long. because the fatigue accumulation wouldn't be that big. Again, this is just me speaking in general terms, but you can almost expect that a 120 kilogram male will definitely be more beat up than a 50 kilogram female. She's gonna be beat up also. She also does deserve to have a deload, but I'm just going to, again, based on what I know, that the deload isn't going to be as lengthy as somebody who is a 120 kilogram male who lifts so much more, just because of how much more beat up their body is. And so they need the rest, they need the lengthened rest. All right, the next factor that I wanted to, oh, actually, I kind of touched in all of it. So sorry that I'm kind of all over the place. It's just that I know that there were kids. Okay, just to be very straightforward, there were two kids behind the camera staring at me. There were three lolos and lolas that were walking by very slow, giving me a death stare. So I know this is not the smartest idea for me to be out here right now, but you know what? I want to get the show out. I want to make sure that I'm consistent with my posting schedule. So sorry if I'm all over the place. So let's have a quick rundown on the five factors again affecting the question or that your answer if should you work out on your vacation. The first one is the duration of your stay. That's very important. That's gonna dictate everything actually. If you should even consider working out on your vacation. The second would be the timeline of your goals. That's extremely important because if you're off season, you have a lot of flexibility. If you're in season, you shouldn't even be in a vacation. That's something that should be obvious um, if you're a competitive athlete. The third one is what your goals actually are because if you're specific with your goals, with your competitive goals, that's going to affect the question, affect your answer. But if your goals are more on the general sphere, then there's no pressure whatsoever. And if there's no pressure whatsoever, the fourth factor, the accessibility of equipment, is going to be a lot easier for you because even though if you're general fitness, whatever's there in hotel gym or just a playground, then you should be fine. But if you're competitive, if you have a specific sport, then of course the equipment matters quite a lot to you. And the last thing is I guess I didn't touch on this one. How fatigued or how burnt out you are from just your workouts in general. So if you feel like you're at that point in your life wherein working out has really burnt you out so much that you're extremely fatigued, then that's when you can really consider to maybe use this vacation as what it is, a pure vacation, not as just this window in your life where you still have to work out, you still have to work out. No, like, because you have to ask yourself, like, what are you doing this for? How much does it mean to you at this point in your life? Because of course, there was a time wherein working out was super duper important to me because at that time I was aspiring to be a competitive powerlifter, and I think at that time I was somewhat competitive. I have like a I think I have like less than 10, I think around 8 medals, like a mix of silver and gold medals at that time. So at that time, I was competitive. I was a competitive powerlifter. But right now, I'm in the point of my life where I still, lift, sure, but I'm not really going to be so disappointed. Oh man, I don't have a squat rack available to me. So I guess that's the end of. So right now, my mindset's like, okay, I'll start to do whatever. And thankfully, right now I'm a member of Anytime Fitness, so I have access to all the branches here, which has been great. I've only worked out twice so far, just because I have the available time in the mornings to do that workout, and I don't have any strict programming. I just go in, do what I feel like, get a good pump, walk out. It's pretty good. It lasts for like what 30 to 45 minutes, and I feel great. It's not just a petics workout. It's an actual workout where I get a good pump, I push myself a bit more, and it's been great. That's because I enjoy the workouts for what they are, not because of, oh, I have to do this because if I don't, I'm gonna lose all my gains or whatever. I think we're past that point already, or like I'm past that point. So with regards to the topic, once again, how or like with regards to the topic, should you work out on your vacation? It all boils down to you just asking yourself, where are you right now in your life? Where are you right now in your fitness journey? And that's going to paint a better idea or give you a better idea on the answer for yourself. should you work out on your vacation? I'm working out on my vacation. I'm working out in my honeymoon just because I enjoy it. And of course, as much as possible, I'll be here for over 3 weeks. Oh, yeah, give that, just to talk about the duration. Since I will be here for over 3 weeks, I do want to maintain the some muscularity that I have left, and of course my endurance as well. Well, with regards to endurance, since I'm here in Japan, my step counts have been crazy. Without even trying, I'm reaching like 17,000 steps a day, and that's not even like going so far. We're just staying in one area each day. It's not like we're traveling here or there or wherever. So my endurance is probably up, but of course I want to maintain some of my strength. I don't know, I want to maintain some of my muscularity. Which is precisely why I still work out in my own vacations. So yeah, hopefully that this episode was helpful to anyone who was wondering for themselves if they should work out in their vacation. And I'm sorry if I spoke too fast or like faster than my usual pace. It's because it's my first time to record an episode with legit, probably at this point, I don't know how long this episode's been, but legit probably 80 Japanese people walking by, because this is a park, like right behind the camera right now there's like a jogging path, or like it's the main path of the park. So yeah, I've been getting a lot of stares from people of all ages, and literally I'm the only foreigner here. But guys, I'm Asian as well. I'm not, that far out. Well, I am Pinoy, so I am far out from being Japanese. But anyway, that was the episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You will be seeing 2 more episodes here in this park bench, or maybe I'll look for another bench here to go around in Japan. But you will be seeing 2 more episodes here in Japan before I go back to the Philippines. All right. See you guys soon.